Darkness has fallen across the city of Necrotia, or at least what passes for darkness. It has been many years since the sun had shone upon the spires of the city, and an ever-gloomy atmosphere hangs heavy within the air. Volkov cares little for this, but even now as he finishes drawing the sigil, he can feel the darkness enclose around him. Borus stands by him with a sense of foreboding and distaste. He breaks the uneasy silence.
My lord, this is not advisable. Not even myself and the dark mages are bold enough to draw upon the powers of this entity. You are paving the way for your own destruction.
I am well aware of what I am doing, Borus. They don't refer to this as the impossible sigil for nothing, you realize. I know exactly who it will bring forth before me. They and I have crossed paths before. This will not be the first time in my life, nor their existence.
You know them? You survived the encounter? How long ago was this? How did you survive?
That is for me to know. However, I can tell you are going to ask me how I know so much about the summoning sigil that would drive most men insane if they attempted to draw it. The answer to that is simple. I'm the one who created it.
You created it? That explains how its design and its attachment doesn't faze you then. You must have included a great amount of safety and control into it.
More than you could ever realize. This is no ordinary sigil. It's a combination of hundreds of others created to merge the other powers into the ultimate power. Now, gather your fellow dark mages, light the candles, and we shall begin.
As you wish, my lord.
Ilmas miesluisna, miirssä maasiltäs, ootipandus spapsiamsi ei, uumere, nierru hajarnen vassa niksua, Paim, afara, ambo, Ilerem, harem, mother was much more. I need slow sticky up, why see German, why I'd left has off that load and blow, it was no wish, niggas waps it, was no word, up, see, sticky, that, yeah, no, sister, well off here. Sports, the sea, sus, fall, God will tell it. Sports, the stosh. Where it up such on an ear in the noise. That is me ask the stone now. Words is your self sleep. What could I have seen more now? Beelerim. Oh, yeah. Spłaszimy, smiałirem klereływena. Urze ślisle wordna, spławse słowo paniowa psy. Humu manere, humu mother. Mir's just up the fall. Oops, at the wheel when our shit up. Mal till the hero. Stol for the first careful. Stop east, close to the meow. Just no shit, yeah. Healer him. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. By the power of earth, by the power of air, by the power of fire eternal, and the waters of the deep, I conjure thee and charge thee, Chimera. Arise at my command, Chimera. Chimera. Chimera! Who dares to summon the great and powerful Chimera, overlord of all demonic life forms? I am Volkov. I called you here. I, the one who created your protective seal, do call upon you, O mighty Chimera. Volkov, at last. It has been too long, old friend. Is the time upon us? Speak! The time is close at hand, and we shall be in such a position that we will be able to take this world and plunge it into eternal darkness, with you in control. And as promised, you as my most loyal general marching at the head of my combined vampire and demon army. Invincible, unstoppable. My regent upon this world whilst I traverse the cosmos, looking for other conquests. I do, however, ask that you grant me your knowledge and your power. Why? So that I may understand the plans of the Tyrant King for his return. If I am to wear his crown as your regent, I must know his plans. I consider myself superior to the Tyrant King, that is true. He was easily defeated centuries ago by Vander Mindstorm, and now he shall be defeated again by the Volkovs. There is another here of your race who may wear the crown. I believe he is known to you on a familial level. He will be dealt with in due course. I already have plans for his demise and ultimate destruction. Yet he lives for now. I would speak with him. I think not. He is of little consequence to you or your plans. Take care, Volkov. With your few pitiful grains of knowledge, you have summoned me here. But remember that I am not your slave, and you are not immortal. Vampires have a level of immortality. However, I fully accept and understand your warning. It is best to remain on a level of cordial allegiance unto you. You're wiser than you appear, Volkov. Your willpower is strong too. I admire that in you. Since our first meeting when you agreed to design the protective sigil, I knew you would be my chosen representative upon this world. Then I shall lead with your guidance. I would ask, however, that I shall be permitted to promote one of my own to become my second in command. I am unable to rule without strong counsel. I shall consider this. Now, I shall return when the time is right, and I have made my decisions upon your requests. When shall I call upon you once again, my Lord Chimera? When the moons are in conjunction above the grey mountain, when the seas sparkle silver under the stars, and the sky burns with a greenish hue, then you will know to summon me. Look towards the shadows for guidance, and they shall give you the mark to act upon my calling. I understand. Do you have any final instructions before you return to your realm that I must follow upon between now and for the second summoning? I do not. But remember, do not let the vampire hunters discover this plot. You must ensure that they are brought down before I am able to return to full power. Can you assure me that they will be gone, that the vampires will have ended them for good? I can assure you that they will not be a threat to the vampire, nor the daemon. They will be destroyed quickly and efficiently by their own hand. We are already working on turning the monarchy against them, and therefore sealing their destruction. Very well. I am most satisfied with that answer. Now I must go. I shall return, and you now know the sign for when to summon me again. I have already made that quite clear. I understand, my lord. I shall speak with you again in the future.
So, that's it then. All we do now is wait. What good will that do for us? We need to be active.
Of course. And we have the Blood Harvest Ball to think about now, to keep us completely occupied. We have much to do.
But, my lord, surely we need to focus on the other picture. Perhaps it would be better to postpone the ball. We need to be much more active in the community outside of Necrotia.
We are already active in the community. We have vampires in District 13 of Ondar City, and Maximus is on the road with his caravan spreading false rumors about the vampire hunters. Everything is working according to the plan we have in place. Time is running out for the monarchy. Volkov has awoken a power beyond the imagining of anyone in the monarchy. A pact has been sealed and the destruction of the monarchy assured. A greater darkness looms over the city of Necrotia than ever before seen by its people. They, however, do not lament at it. In fact, they welcome it, they celebrate it, they desire it. For it is such a darkness that only the most powerful of vampires yearn for.
tavern in the city of Taros. A storm is raging outside, but within it's warm and welcoming. You sit down at a table, only to be approached by a well-dressed figure. He addresses you and begins to tell you his reason for being there. Well, first of all, it seems an introduction is in order. I go by the name of Dante. I am a member of the secret order known as the Ordo Interitum, better known as the Vampire Hunters. Seriously, my friend, I am part of the group dedicated to bringing down Lord Volkov and his kind entirely. You and I are quite safe to speak here. This is a safe house for my people. Everyone you see here is a vampire hunter, even the barkeep and the servants. Vampires only see an empty plot of land, nothing of importance. Such is the magic that we have placed upon this location. You seek evidence of this truth? Look around you. You'll see all the evidence you need for this to be true. Either way, it doesn't matter. We are not here to admire the trinkets and trophies around us. I'm here to speak with you of a little proposition. That's correct. You are not a member of the Ordo Interitum, but you have your uses to us as an unsuspecting figure. We need someone who can carry out an infiltration for us. Gather some information, perhaps. Oh, it's very simple. We just need you to attend a ball. A very specific ball in a very specific city. The city, you ask? Well, I have to be very honest with you. The city we need you to infiltrate is Necrotia. Hesitation is not an option, my friend. My order knows of your endeavours, and we therefore offer you clemency if you work for us. You have very little choice, my friend. If you wish to avoid the executioner and the noose, then you will accept my proposal. Very well. I'm glad we've taken this time to speak. You've made a most wise decision. A pardon shall be granted, but only on the successful completion of your task. Should you fail, you had better hope the vampires deal with you first. Good. Now, here is your task. Lord Volkov is preparing for a grand ball in a few months. However, we have had word that he has begun to prepare for it in advance, much to the surprise of his council. Therefore, we wish for you to pose as a vampire servant, thus gaining access to the palace. From there, you will be our eyes and ears. Oh, I wouldn't worry. We have a turncoat within the palace who will assist you. Keep watch for them, as they will be key to your communication with us. We have promised to cure their vampirism, and when we do, we shall gain their allegiance and knowledge of the enemy. If you so wish, we can make you a permanent member of our group also. You may trust in that. We can always find tasks and missions for the more discerning members who show enthusiasm and tactful thought. Then it is agreed. We shall meet again, but only when your mission is complete. I will expect your first report in due course. Now go and ready yourself. When you arrive, ask for the one named Treya, who will help you throughout. You have no time for questions. Go, and do not return until you have completed your mission, or your destiny with the executioner shall be fulfilled. And allow me to inform you that it will be more than just a hanging. Meanwhile, in the city of Necrotia, the palace is a hive of activities. Servants are rushing around and preparing for a grand event. Members of the household and the courtiers are busy with other duties and plans. Meanwhile, Borus has a concern to raise with Lord Volkov. He seems somewhat agitated at everything that is happening around the city, and wishes to address his lord and master of this.
My lord, what is with all this movement? The grand ball to celebrate the blood harvest is still not for a number of months. We have yet to send out invitations.
Borus, you are unable to see the bigger picture. There will be food to prepare, and I, for one, want to give the most lavish and delectable feast our guests will ever encounter. Washed down, of course, with the finest stock from the reservoir.
That is all well and good, my lord, but the cost alone is going to be high. We need to be able to convince the remainder of the Vampire Council that this is beneficial to the city. Such preparations taking place so early could cost you the leadership of all vampires.
You are doubting that I have already taken that into consideration. The council is on my side. I have made sure of that. They know when to listen and obey me. They may each have their own agenda, however. They know that to be with some of the most elite and influential vampires in the monarchy will help this city become even more powerful.
I never understand how it is this city is not the center of all vampire activities. We are known to be a vampire stronghold within the monarchy. It is very much an open secret. The vampire hunters would very much like to be able to find an entrance into the city, in fact.
The vampire hunters are none of my concern, Borus. They are merely a group of wanton troublemakers who simply wish to disrupt vampire control. They are hardly worth concerning yourself over.
My lord, I have no doubt that my concern is of little consequence to you, but as the leader of the Dark Mages, I must advise caution. We can only protect the city for so long under circumstances that we can control. If they overwhelm us with great numbers, we will not be able to withstand such an attack.
Then be grateful that the Ordo Interitum is small in number. They are lesser than the Assassin's Guild, which I might add will be of great use to us. Send word to Corvus and inform him that I wish to arrange a meeting with him, or at least one of his lieutenants.
I understand, my lord. I shall send word straight away. Before you leave, Borus, I have one more important matter to attend to. My lord?
It has come to my attention that you are indeed rather busy and may need some time to deal with your personal concerns. That is why I have called upon one of my personal scribes to assist you in your duties. You will continue to advise me and remain on the council, and you will also remain as leader of the Dark Mages. This individual will carry out the menial tasks for you, allowing you to attend to your important duties. When you have ample opportunity to put them to work, I suggest you do so without fail.
I am grateful, my lord, that you take my welfare into account. I have some private matters to attend to, so I shall leave my new assistant with you for the moment. Upon my return, I shall have work for them.
Scribe. So, with you in the position I have placed you within, I will be able to keep watch on Borus all the time. You are to report to me everything he does. If what I suspect is true, he is betraying me and the remainder of the Vampire Council. I grow tired of his presence. I believe it's time for the Dark Mages to have a new, stronger leader. One who is truly loyal to me. Exactly. We need evidence. That is where you come in. Build up his trust, and when the time comes, see if he will allow you to join him on his private matters. If there is any truth behind the rumors, and all the Dark Mages are involved, we must then remove all of them. This vampire city can survive and will survive without them. I have vampires just as capable to perform defense rituals. That is true. Borus is a vampire, but he is the only Dark Mage vampire. That is why I am unable to fully trust the other members of his circle. They are a mixture of other races. Though Borus is the closest to being human without actually being one. That is none of your concern. Now, be gone and await instructions from Borus or myself, whichever shall come first. Remember, however, no matter how many times you report to Borus, you will always report to me. Do I make myself clear? Good. Now leave, and return to your duties. It seems Volkov has plans for his fellow council member, Beardsvold Borus. Trust has become an issue, and that is something that Volkov does not take lightly. The time has come for him to take much-needed action. Although, with an agent of the Ordo Interritum on their way to Necrotia to spy for their new employer, things are about to get much more interesting, but much more complicated. Even more so when there is a possibility that a third faction may be involved. You sent for me? Oh, well, here's a turn up for the books. Surprised to see me, Orion. Or were you expecting someone else?
Well, when I was told someone of somewhat significant standing wanted to see me, I was half expecting it to be Corvus himself. I am one of his lieutenants after all.
Corvus doesn't have time to deal with anyone these days. Believe me, I've attempted several times to reason with him to talk. I need sponsorship for my caravan project after all, and Corvus is the one who can provide it.
And what would you offer in return? You won't sponsor anything without an agreement being forged.
I have my offers in place. He just needs to communicate with the right agreement, and I will be able to make my move.
You sound as if you want to take over. You aren't going to try and take over, are you?
Corvus is quite safe in that regard. I don't have time to think about leading a bunch of low-life scum when I have enough to deal with myself.
I wouldn't call your dancers low-life scum, Maximus. That's doing them a great dishonor.
I'm not calling my dancers anything. It's the encampment labourers that travel with me, the ones that do all the heavy lifting, the setting up the marquee, that sort of thing. They're the low-life scum I have to deal with. At least the costume department, the catering, and the other important areas are much more trustworthy. But that's beside the point. We're getting distracted.
Of course, of course. We need to remain focused and open-minded. For what reason and purpose have you called upon me?
As a lieutenant of Corvus, I want you to take a message to him. Something he needs to know that could make me and him a small fortune.
I'm listening. Go on.
Lord Volkov is hosting a grand ball in Necrotia in a few months' time.
I've heard about that. Apparently it's going to be absolutely lavish.
Kindly don't interrupt me. Now, where was I? Yes. Lord Volkov is hosting a grand ball in Necrotia in a few months' time, and he has already begun the preparations for it. Now, there's rumours that have reached me that a member of the Ordo Interritum will be going undercover as a servant to spy for the vampire hunters.
I really don't see how this has anything to do with the Shadow Court.
I'm getting to that. Now, I know that Corvus has a dislike for the vampire hunters, as they take out his most profitable contacts and business partners. Without the vampires, he has very little business.
Well, that's true. So, what are you saying?
That with my help, we can get a member of the Assassins Guild into the city of Necrotia and take out, or at least expose, the vampire hunter's spy. They may not even have to be involved in the taking out of the agent, as the vampires can do it themselves. Then your assassin can slip out of the city without anything falling onto the Shadow Court.
And what if Corvus doesn't agree to this? What if he wants to go down a different pathway towards dealing with the Ordo Interritum?
Orion, let me tell you now that by taking out a single spy within Necrotia will not only get Lord Volkov on the defensive, it will also increase the influence of the Shadow Court within the city. More people will wish to do business, and healthy business is beautiful business.
I see. And when do you wish to undertake this mission? How long will it take? How many assassins do you need?
Well, we only need the one assassin. We don't need to go in all flintlocks blazing. My suggestion is that we take it slowly. A slow burn mission. Yes, that's it. Then we strike when the vampire hunters least expect. That way we have them on the back foot. However, here's the really clever piece.
we make out that the assassin is also a member of the Ordo Interroitum. We can then turn them against one another and cause the collapse of the entire organization exclusively via deceit and manipulation. We don't need to spill a single drop of blood ourselves, as they will do it for us.
I don't know how you do it, but somehow you've convinced me, Maximus. I shall return to Corvus and express your proposal. I imagine he will be most intrigued and keen to create this somewhat small but effective alliance between us and the vampires. We shall speak again soon, Maximus. Have no doubts.
Oh, I have no doubts about that, Orion. I have no doubts about that at all. So, it seems that many other factions are becoming involved in this little endeavour, and things are becoming much more complicated than first realised. What will become of the vampire hunters' agents? Will Lord Volkov and his vampires discover the truth? Or will Maximus and his scheme hinder the progress of those who lay their life upon the line in the name of safety? Only time will tell before the truth is revealed, and sometimes the truth is much stranger than fiction.
We're several months to go before the Blood Harvest Ball, and preparations and planning already underway. It seems that an unexpected early arrival has set the palace of Lord Volkov alive with excitement. The dashing and mysterious vampire by the name of Valna has arrived. He gives off an air of arrogance and self-importance that virtually every single vampire carries. However, his is combined with a sense of smug self-satisfaction, knowing that he is one of the few vampires ever to outsmart Maximus. Though he is disappointed his rival is nowhere to be seen.
Jericho! Good to see you, my friend. It's been a while since we last spoke.
Valna, I won't pretend to be pleased to see you. Your arrogance even makes me want to retch when you enter the room.
Always the joker, eh, Jericho? That's the spirit. Oh, don't growl. It's most unbecoming of you. Your face will stay like that if the wind changes. Wait, it already has. Say, where's Maxie boy? I wonder why I can't smell his unmistakable stench upon my arrival. Imagine he heard I was coming and decided to hide. Can't say I blame him. Not much of a life as a beast tamer. Oh, wait. He's got that new endeavour, hasn't he? That caravan of dancers. When I heard old Maxie had finally hit the big time, or what he believes to be the big time, I almost felt an ounce of pride, but I'm not surprised to say I didn't in the end.
Valna, do you ever take a moment to shut up? Your voice grates upon my mind like the skin of a sand viper, rough and jarring as it pulls across the skin. That burning sensation that it creates.
You wound me, Jericho. You could at least compare me to a more desirable creature, perhaps. One with beauty and grace.
I suggest you actually do shut up now, before I take the absolute pleasure of shutting you up myself. You may be a fellow vampire, but that doesn't mean I can't Just listen. So you see, Valna, I am not afraid to take you downstairs and beat the arrogance out of you.
Ah, bless. Does little Jerry want to play downstairs in his whittle prey womb?
Valna, enough. General, return to your duties. I shall speak with Valna myself.
Arriving at the right time as always, my lord. Valna should consider himself very lucky that if it had been a minute later, I would have hauled him downstairs.
I am certain he is most grateful for my timely arrival, although I find it hard to believe that he is grateful for anything we do for him in this city. Leave us so that I and Valna can talk.
My lord.
Volky! Volky, Volky, Volky. Steady, old man. You're likely to do yourself harm if you keep reacting this way.
Valna, might I remind you that I am the leader of all vampires. This is my palace, and in my presence you shall always refer to me as my lord, or as I would prefer, father.
You're no fun, just like all the others here. And where's little Maxie? I hear he's hanging around with dancing girls. Guess that says a lot about him these days.
If you are to know, Valna, that your brother Maximus is working on a special mission for me. The caravan is his cover story as part of his task. Without it, he is unable to freely travel from city to city to spread our message to other vampires.
Sounds to me you've sent him on a fool's errand to remove him from this place. He always was a no-good layabout.
If anyone is the no-good layabout in this palace, it's you, Valna. Maximus has been more productive and much more useful to me than you have ever been. Your play prince lifestyle does you no good. Is it true that you've joined the Hedonist Council?
Do you really think, Father, that I would join the Hedonist Council? Do I look like the sort of vampire who would do such a thing?
Let me think. In a word, yes. Valna, you have disappointed me too many times, and now you join the Hedonist Council to spite me. You need to be more like your brother Maximus and make yourself useful to me.
Why must I? He's the next in line to your sordid little empire. He's very much the one I know you want on your throne if you are ever taken out. So in response to that, I say here and now that I defy you, Father. I defy your every word, every command. I am my own vampire, and I shall see it remains that way. How do you respond to that, Father?
Exactly what I wanted to hear. Jericho, bring in the machine.
Father, please, no, 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 not that, not that, not, no, not that, anything but that, no, please, no, anything, not machine, no, please.
You have given me no other option, Valna. I will have you as obedient as Maximus is. The only difference is that his obedience is natural.
Oh, don't misunderstand me. He goes against me from time to time, but there is always method to his disobedience, and I am able to see it for the benefits it brings us here in Necrotia. But you, my son, you are something else.
The machine is prepared, my lord.
Good, Jericho. Take my wayward son and place him inside. We shall change his mind. Before too long, he will want to work closely with Maximus. On my command, activate the machine. Volkov gives the nod, suddenly and without warning. The machine clicks into action. Inside, Valna can be heard screaming, disproving an age-old belief that vampires can't feel fear or even scream. However, such is the design of the machine, it instills fear and a sensation of some form of pain that vampires experience. The machine works quickly and with great cleanliness.
process is successful, my lord.
Good. Release him and let us see what we have. Father, I return from my travels to serve you upon your counsel.
Good. Maximus is working out in the field undercover on a special mission. I will instruct him to send correspondence to you.
I understand, my lord. Is he aware of my return to Necrotia?
He is not, but I shall make him fully aware of it. I doubt he will believe what I have to tell him, but I am certain in time he shall learn of certain events once he sees them for himself.
I understand, Father. I shall attend to my duties and see to it that the proper correspondence is prepared.
Good. Oh, and Valna, I put it to you to seek the end of the Hedonist Council. They have become a thorn in my side, and I am unable to tolerate their presence any longer. See to it that our finest assassins are dispatched to remove them all.
It shall be done, my father. They invited me to join, but my loyalty to you is absolute. I will not accept such debauchery and corruption to exist within this city. We shall put an end to it.
Very good. Oh, and Valna, I want you to assist in overseeing the preparations for the Blood Harvest Ball. I need as many of the council members as I can find to help me. General Jericho is already in command of the safety of our guests, but I will find you a position to hold.
I graciously accept and welcome the opportunity.
Thank you, Father. Now, I must go. I have much work to be done. From play vampire to dutiful servant in a matter of minutes. So satisfying, and to think he will help me to bring down his former friends in the Hedonist Council. Jericho.
Yes, my lord.
See to it that Valna is given a trustworthy bodyguard, but one that I can trust. If something goes wrong and he somehow manages to return to his old ways, we need to dispatch him quickly, and I can't have a guard upon him who will fall to his lies and deceit.
I shall see to it right away, my lord. I will personally bring his new bodyguard to him myself. I have the very vampire for the task. If you will excuse me, my lord, I shall attend to that matter immediately.
Indeed. Thank you, General. Well, well. You certainly turned the tables on Old Valley, didn't you, Father? Well, I'm impressed you actually managed to do it. And without much resistance either. How long have you been there in the shadows? Long enough to see you put him through the process. I admit I felt his pain. But when it's the pain of your own sibling, I guess it's only natural to feel such a connection. It was necessary to do so. He has become too much of a liability as his natural self. Oh, I don't have any doubts about that, Father. What with him being a member of the Hedonist Council, or at least a former member. I seem to recall you are a former member of the Hedonist Council too, however, Maximus. Although your sudden withdrawal did make me wonder why you joined them to begin with. They hold knowledge of 2 items. One I already have in my possession. The other I'm still searching for. Ah yes, the Amulet of Recognition and of course, the Crown of the Tyrant King. During my brief time with them, I learned it was they who forged the crown for him. No one else wanted to. He made a pact with them, you see. In the agreement with them, he would grant them power of their own. However, it turns out he did the dirty on them. You know I don't like that phrase,
did the dirty. It's so unbecoming of a vampire. Remember where you are. I've been amongst humans for a long time in my search. However, it is necessary to do so and to assimilate with them, so I'm not conspicuous. I understand. However, you are telling me about their knowledge of the crown. Well, there's not much else to tell, but I did learn how the crown can be destroyed. If it is destroyed, it kills the Tyrant King instantly. But the power the crown holds is eternal. His spirit will be gone, but his powers remain. Once the crown is repaired after destruction, the wearer will gain its power without fear of being possessed. This is interesting news, and one that will change the fortunes of the vampire race for centuries to come. Indeed, but for now I must return to the caravan. Agreed. I shall bid you well, Maximus, and you will receive correspondence from your more obedient brother. Till we meet again. Till we meet again, Father.
Volkov now has two obedient sons, one on the road who is searching for the crown, and one previously a play prince but transformed into something more dutiful to work with his father and brother. With new revelations regarding the power of the crown, Volkov may have a new announcement to make at the Blood Harvest Ball later in the year. This is pivotal time for the vampires as they begin to build their power to greater levels. The invitations are yet to be sent out and the slaves chosen for draining into the reservoir, though plenty will be needed. Thanks of course to the spawn mothers in the caverns beneath the dungeons of the palace, there is always a healthy supply. Volkov feels a strange sense of satisfaction knowing that the vampires are one step closer to victory, and the Blood Harvest Ball will be the very place to make such an announcement.